All right, y'all, what's going on? So, of course, patch is live. We're recording this here on patch day. We're live on stream. And as a tradition, as we continue to do here, we talk about the best and the worst from patch. This is what patch 5.8 here. This was not really a big patch, in my opinion. There's a lot of stuff that are big things in it. But overall, the contents in the patch weren't necessary. It wasn't the quantity of things in the patch weren't as large as previously before here. But wanted to talk about the best things and the worst things from patch 5.8. So let's dive into it, guys. The first thing I wanted to talk about, man, that I think I'm always excited about are the costumes. And I'll tell you right out of the gate right now, my favorite costume 100% has to be the Ultron costume. If you guys watch What If, this man was a bad man in What If, was he not? He was a bad man in the What If series, and the fact that they brought this costume into the game is actually pretty dope. Now, I don't know specifics on how we're gonna be able to get this costume here, but this is pretty good. You can see the Infinity Stones right here. This man, the Vision. Oh man, this man looked fresh. He looks real solid right now. So this is one of the things. So some of the costumes here are definitely some of my favorite things from this patch here. There's some other ones too. There's a Phoenix costume. Let's pull that one up here. There's a Phoenix costume right here. This one looks sleek, sexy. We've seen this costume before. Cool to kind of have this one here. And there's some rumors that Phoenix is getting a rework here, or potentially could be getting a rework, that there could be a new Uncanny team coming, that Tana made a video about Magic being in the data mines here. So there might be some reasoning behind the reason why Phoenix is getting a little bit of a cosmetic touch-up, is what I'm saying. You can also see her in some of the intro screens too. You can see Phoenix there against nearby Dormammu. This is actually a pretty good looking costume, and the potential rework for her. Now, it's a rumor, but listen, it might actually happen. A lot of rumors have been true, but I do definitely like this costume here. Now, on another note, there is another costume that we got, and I'm just not a huge fan of this costume at all. This is a Hawkeye costume, and this man right here just bandaged up. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of this one at all. I'm not gonna say it's one of the worst, but I am saying it's kind of one of the worst here. And I don't know what it is about a lot of these Marvel Strike Force characters, man. They like real top heavy. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Up top, solid. Not a game. You know what I'm saying? Up top, he's rock solid. But then down here, man didn't work on his legs much, did he? Didn't work on his legs much. I don't understand why they just want to have these top heavy characters in Marvel Strike Force. I'm just saying, just put a little bit of beef into their legs. We saw the costume with Luke Cage, with the man got the chains, but he ain't got not much going on with the legs. I'm just saying, how you holding up your top if your bottom? I digress. I'm just saying, I don't like this costume that much. But it's cool that he's getting one. Also, a lot of are players really using Hawkeye that much anymore to even really want the costume is also another question that I have. But I do get it though. It's the new TV show is coming out soon. It's a Christmas themed show, so I get why they're introducing the costume into the game. One of the things I gotta ask though is my man right here, D Strange. When is this costume coming into Marvel Strike Force? Can somebody holler at me and let me know that, please? Let me know when we're going to be able to see this costume. I would like to know. Let me know. And all of us know when we're going to be able to get this costume here. Your boy would definitely like to know this. There was a little bit of a screw up, though, also with another costume. And it's the Emma costume. There were some players that were reporting here that the Emma costume was not in the store for them. I made the purchase. As you can see, the costume is still showing up in my store here, but some players were reporting that the Emma costume is missing from the store. So curious as to what happened there. Somebody's gonna have to answer for that, because this costume, I like it. It looks pretty damn good. So they're gonna need to fix that moving forward here. But let's move on to some other things that I do like from this patch as well. And I'm going to talk about the Doom campaign. Now, there's some best, there's some good and some bad in that Doom campaign I want to talk about here. But we saw this in the, this was alluded to already, and then we saw that the Doom 4 chapter campaign was coming. That is actually active. I haven't done it yet. I'm actually going to be diving into that in a little bit from now, but yes, G15s are now farmable in some of these Doom campaigns here, and you just saw Symbiote Spider-Man. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but they got some of these G15s. Now, I'm kind of okay on G15s right now. I don't need a lot of them. I think I'm largely kind of okay. Even in some of these Doom chapter, and even in the second chapter of the campaign here, I think there are some other G15s that are available as well. I think I saw like a bio G15 that's available in some of these nodes. Maybe not, but they did mention that they were also going to be including some gear here also in the Doom Chapter 2 campaign as well. We know that 3 definitely does have it. There's no question there. 3 does have some of the G15s, but I like that they've done this. I think that this is kind of like a normal practice that they've done. Yeah, here's a G15 piece right there. That's been some of their practice, right, to kind of put some of these G14. They did it with the G14 pieces. Now they do it with the G15 pieces. I'm actually pretty cool with that. One thing I will say, though, is where are the G13s? Where are the hero uniques? When will those become more available? That's one of the worst things for me, is that there really is still no availability, no place for you to farm hero uniques. I know it would be kind of strange to be able to farm hero uniques, but being that there's augmented teal gear now, I would like to see them make that a little bit more available so that players can get to Dark Dimension 3, get to Dark Dimension 4 a little bit quicker, Dark Dimension 2 even for earlier players, by giving some options here, being able to farm and getting those hero uniques, those G13s. That's something that I would definitely like to see them do here. Also, with the introduction of the Doom 4 chapter campaign, they included Symbiote Spider-Man. And I know, listen, I'm supposed to get all excited for it. Oh, yippee. Oh, Symbiote Spider-Man. He's in the campaign, or he's in the campaign now. Oh my God, I can farm in. Woo. Oh my God. Woo. I'm not. You put him at the very end of the Doom campaign, chapter 4. You put him at the very end of the campaign. You know who needs more Symbiote Spider-Man shards other than late game players? Earlier players. Players who weren't around for when Symbiote Spider-Man was actually released into Marvel Strike Force. Those are the players that actually need SSM shards. Why the hell do you have this man in the last node of the freaking Doom campaign that you just introduced? That's hard content that earlier players can't get to. They actually need the shards. This to me, I don't understand it. The only thing that I could probably process with this is saying maybe they're going to be introducing a new character on the symbiote team at some point in time, and that may be the reason why they're trying to make his shards hard to get. But seriously, let's pause on that thought for a second. Let's really pause on this thought for a second, guys. Symbiote Spider-Man is coming upon almost being 2 years into Marvel Strike Force. It is now November of 2021. He was released in January of 2020. Why in the world are you just making him farmable and then also throwing him into the hardest campaign in Marvel Strike Force? What the hell? That doesn't make any sense to me. I think this was a bad decision. I don't care. You can say whatever you want, that this is a good thing. You can try to justify this however you want to do it. I'm sorry. This is crap. This is crap in my opinion. Doom 4, sure, it might be easier for endgame players, but it's not easier for players who are playing this game, who have not been playing this game for that long and weren't around for Symbiote Spider-Man. I don't like it at all. I think this is a poor decision in my personal opinion, but I'm going to digress here. The next thing I want to talk about, I think is actually pretty good, is a Cersei event. I think the Cersei the event campaign here, that's going to be starting. Well, it's going to be today when you're watching this video, because we're recording this the night before live on stream here, but that's going to be today. That's going to be starting or tomorrow and whatever. It's going to be starting here, and the characters that you have available to you to actually do this campaign is that they're actually pretty good. There are actually some pretty good options that you have available. Mostly though, these are pretty easy to walk through. The characters have the Defiant tag, so these are the characters that you have available for the actual event. There's Deathpool, Dagger, this is kind of interesting that they actually have Omega Red here. It's actually kind of an interesting thing that this is a new legendary character and that he's actually available for this event. I don't know. Usually it's a small percentage of players who actually have Omega Red, so I doubt that a lot of players will be able to do this with Omega Red, but still, I guess cool to have him, cool to be able to use him. There's some other characters here that are noteworthy, right? Sharon, there's Nebula, there's SSM again, there's Zemo, Shang-Chi. There's a couple really good options here that you have available to actually do this campaign. So I think that this is also kind of cool. Also, taking a look at the orb. The orb that's available, the Defiant Orb in the game right now, actually has some pretty decent characters there as well. Definitely very different in comparison to the most recent event campaign, the Silver Samurai event campaign. The characters that were in that orb were absolutely abysmal. I didn't like them, but they're not, I wouldn't say that there's like stars in this orb, right? But every character that's here, for the most part, is usable for something, right? Cable, Deadpool, not great characters, but you can use them to unlock Doc Ock, so good to get some shards there. Daredevil's a part of Shadowland, one of the best war teams in the game. Ghost, you need it to unlock a legendary. Hello, you need for a legendary. You have then there's like JJ, but I mean we'll leave that alone. Loki is usable for a legendary unlock. Nebula, there's Sharon there. There's Zemo for earlier players. Listen, and of course there's Cersei, there's Yelena, there's Red Guardian. So there's actually some good characters that are in this orb that you can actually use to do things. They're useful for something. So I do think that this is actually a pretty good thing in this patch here. I do like this quite a bit. That this orb, maybe it might be a case of it's better than the previous thing, so therefore I feel good about it. That might be it too. But hey, you let me know in the comments, guys, where your guys' thoughts are on the orb here. I think that there's some pretty good characters that definitely are available in this orb. The last thing for me I wanted to talk about was Dark Dimension 5. So in the patch notes, I don't have them up right now. I can probably pull them up really quickly, but in the patch release notes, they mentioned and talked about how Dark Dimension 5, right, was going to be available. This is going to be a part of the new. Yeah, we have it right somewhere right here. New Dark Dimension 5, escape the darkness to recruit the ruler of Dimension Dormammu. So of course, we've seen Dormammu on our roster, at least. You can take a look at what he looks like in the game. We already had a picture of it, but down here you can see Dormammu. He's here, he's active, he's in the game. You can see him in the game. But when you jump over here into Dark Dimension, you don't see Dark Dimension 5 at all. So wanted to kind of see what that looked like. It's not really a big worse. It's more of a like, would have been nice to have seen. MSF.gg at the time when I'm recording this usually sort of also has some of those data mines as well, to see what some of the nodes are going to look like. So I'm a little disappointed that I'm not able to see that right now. That's kind of just one of my worst things that I wanted to kind of mention here. It's not necessarily that I'm mad about it. It's more that I'm just like disappointed. I was like really excited to be able to see it. Kind of one of those things here. And then there were some other stuff that happened today. Some bugs. Squirrel Girl. There was a Squirrel Girl bug. Squirrel Girl was, I think, had 100% drop rate. I didn't get to take advantage of it, but she had a 100% drop rate here, which I thought was pretty interesting, pretty funny. But yes, and those are kind of the things that I thought. The best and the worst here. Some of the costumes are great. The Doom campaign, I think, is good that you're able to farm the G15s. We'd like to see some more G13s here. I think SSM going all the way to the end of the node, man, is really not a good thing. I think that should have been a early player-friendly option. Players could definitely use shards for SSM here. He's been out for almost 2 years, and the fact that you put him in the end of the campaign node, you've already made that mistake with Black Widow already. I don't know why you're kind of like repeating that same situation again with SSM. Would have liked to see if they didn't do that, in my opinion, but I'm digressing. Those are all the things I wanted to talk about here. Want to know, what do you guys think? What were the best and the worst for you guys for patch 5.8? What are you looking forward to right now? Have you gotten Cersei? Have you started using her yet? Have you built her up at all? What are your thoughts there on that character? We're going to be buying her right now. We did open up our red stars. Only got 3 reds for her. It is what it is, man. You can't expect great things from red stars. But listen, appreciate you guys watching the video. Thank you so much. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. And until next time, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Whew. Man, that was rapid fire, I think, huh? We went through that pretty quickly. Yeah. I was fast. Fast with the lip, kind of, sort of. This is making no sense. Yeah, it really isn't. Nope, not at all.